چرا بچه‌های ایران از مادر پدرشون میترسن اما خارجی‌ها راحت در مورد مشکلاتشون صحبت میکنن؟ Hi there and welcome to today's episode. You know that I'm from London and I've been living in Iran for a while now. And one thing that surprises me and honestly makes me a bit sad sometimes is how many kids here are actually afraid of their parents. I have heard teenagers say things like, "I can't tell my dad. He'll kill me." Or, "If my mum finds out, I'm dead." And at first, I thought they were joking, but they weren't. In the UK, of course, we also have strict parents. It's not like every British family is perfect, but still, most kids can talk to their mum or dad if they're in trouble. They might be scared, but they're not terrified. There's a sense of trust, or at least the chance to have a conversation. You see, in Iran, I have seen so many young people hide things. They hide their feelings, their relationships, their problems, just because they don't want to get shouted at, judged, or punished. And that creates a big emotional distance. I remember once, one of my students told me she had failed an exam. I said, "Did you tell your parents?" And she looked at me like I was crazy. She said, "No way! They would never forgive me." That really broke my heart. Because back in the UK, if I failed a test, my parents might be disappointed, sure, but I could talk to them. We would sit down, maybe have tea, and they would ask me why it happened. They would try to help me fix it. I didn't have to hide things from them. So, I think a big part of this comes from the idea of respect in Iranian culture. Respecting your parents is super important, which is beautiful. But sometimes that respect becomes fear. And when you fear someone, you can't be honest with them. Now, in Western cultures, we focus more on open communication. Parents try to be more like mentors or listeners. Again, not always. But many families believe that if a child feels safe talking, they're more likely to make good decisions. And you know what? I have seen Iranian parents who really want that kind of relationship, but they don't know how to start. They were raised in a strict environment too, so it's hard for them to break the cycle. As I said before, it's a cultural thing, not a personal one. I once asked an Iranian friend, "When was the last time you said, 'I'm sad,' to your dad?" He laughed and said, "Never." He'd just say, "You're not sad, you're just lazy." In that moment, I realized many kids here are not allowed to feel sad, angry, confused, or even curious. They have to be perfect. And that's a heavy weight to carry. So here's the question. What's the solution? Maybe it starts with small things. A simple, "How was your day?" Or a, "Tell me what's bothering you. I'm not going to get mad." It takes time. It takes trust. But it can happen. We know no culture is perfect. No parent is perfect. But I think all parents love their kids. They just show it in different ways. So, if you're a young person listening to this, I hope one day you feel safe to talk. And if you're a parent, I hope you give your child that safety. Because when kids can talk, they grow stronger, not weaker. Anyways, many thanks for listening. And hey, don't be afraid to talk. Sometimes that's the bravest thing you can do.